Hello everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cupid Parasite. Likely finishing up Gil's route today. In the last episode, he fought her dad with a robot. Wasn't expecting that. With the bumble pig. And now we're just wrapping things up. It seems like we worked things out with Lynette's father, and now Gil needs to work things out with his. There's a press conference that Gallon was resigning from his post as VP. I bet they probably need a new VP, so Gil might be the new heir. But Gil's taking us to meet his dad. Alright, let's start. Beginning of the end, a Baltimore love song. Gil drove us from 2nd Avenue down to 7th. Here it is. According to his father, the hotel was a high-class establishment. I just came from work, so I was worried that I wouldn't fit the dress code. It should be okay. I mean, it's not like I'm wearing sneakers or anything. I mean, it still looks pretty fancy in your work outfit. Even if it's a high-class hotel, formal attire is more the exception than a hard and fast rule. This hotel seems quite befitting of the LCI company president. I see why Gil's father chose this as their meeting place. Gil, I have to ask one more time. Are you 100% sure I should be here? Why shouldn't you? You're my girlfriend, and I want to introduce you to my family. Of course you should be here. Could probably be like, I'm gonna marry this woman. Gil flashes an innocent smile. He's not nervous at all. Well, regardless of his relationship, he is still an LCI heir. I suppose he's used to places like this. Maybe I should just be just as brazen, too. I tried to relax when I heard a honk behind me. Not now, Bumble Pig! Everyone around is watching! You need to stay put in the parking lot and wait for us. Can that car just, like, automatically drive itself? Like, yeah, just park. Go park, Bumble Pig. Gil whispers at him, then handed the car keys to the hotel attendant. But Bumblepig went ahead and moved itself. Oh, whoops. Seems that it's gonna park all on its own. Okay. I thought there would be an uproar at seeing a driverless car, so I look around anxiously. Unfortunately, it seems the doorman for the hotel was already taking notice. Pardon me, esteemed guest, but what was that exactly? Nothing. Our driver is just rather short. No need to worry. Anyway, I need to get to the top floor for an appointment, please. Could have been like this new technology, self-driving cars. Those are a thing now, right? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. The doorman offered an awkward smile before turning and walking away. Gil and I looked at each other and barely held back our laughter as we followed after the doorman. All these people that we go out with are super high profile. Ryuki was an heir. Shelby owned a large company. Now Gil's an heir. I mean, Raul's gonna be high profile too, because he's a celebrity. Anyway, we arrived on the top floor at the restaurant. Gil gives his family name and we're taken to the best seats. Upon his arrival, Gil's father ecstatically shook his hand. Son, how have you been? Fine, father. I see you've brought mom as well. Gil's mother. What voice do I give him? There's no portraits, so it's hard to put a voice to a face. Oh, Gil, how are you? Are you taking care and eating a balanced diet? Yes, I promise I am. I'm glad you're doing well, Mom. By the way, who's this young lady, Gil? I already told you on the phone. She's my girlfriend. We're practically engaged. Gil isn't holding back how he's feeling, which made me nervous. Cautiously, I introduced myself to his parents. We just started dating the other day. It's lovely to meet you. My name is Lynette Muir. As Gil said, we're dating. Oh, you've been dating. I see. Gil's father stroked his beard nervously and started glancing about the restaurant. On the other hand, Gil's mother bowed and had a gentle expression. She stayed quiet, as if out of consideration for Gil's dad. Did Gil's dad, like, pick out a fiance or something? Like, I need a new heir. Here's a new fiance. Gil's father looks at me and was about to speak when Gil interrupted him. So why did you make Galen quit? No, you can't just, like, interrupt him like that. Communication's gonna break down. Getting straight to the point, huh? Gil's father heaves a tired sigh, then looks at his phone. Galen eloped. He eloped? With who? With that childhood fiancé of his. We chose her because she's from a good family and has a solid understanding of cars. Does that mean Galen was worried about not liking cars? Did he finally open up to his fiancé and decide to live life for himself? Gil seems to have the same idea as me. We look at each other and know right off the bat that this isn't a good situation. But it's good as the former real deal Cupid to see two souls who are tied by fate unite once again. Still, I wonder why Galen didn't talk to his father beforehand and just took things into his own hands. Did he elope because he thought talking things out wouldn't help? Or like Gil, did he think it would be meaningless to try? So, what's Galen doing now that he's quit? Galen's still in Baltimore. He says he plans to open up a burger shop, and he's already rented property. A burger shop? Actually, he said that he's always hated cars, and that he's wanted to open a burger shop since he was young. It's his dream. He resigned before consulting me, and just emailed me afterwards. He left me with a little say in the matter. Well, he's doing what he wants. He had enough. He had enough bending under his father's thumb. Galen even said his fiancée agreed to things. Wonder how he tricked her into siding with him. I'm ashamed to call him a son of the Lovecraft family. That's why I... Ashamed? Ashamed? I think you should be proud of Galen. He's finally following his own dream. And what do you mean by tricked? Do you really think Galen is forcing his fiancée to submit to him like that? Of course. Galen knows I chose that girl specifically because she understands cars. You know how your brother can be. Gil's father said that so matter-of-factly that I can't believe it. His words only made Gil even more enraged. Oh. No, you're absolutely wrong, Father. Galen has always been worried about how much he didn't like cars. Don't you get it? He forced himself to try and like cars for the sake of his fiancée. He even came to me for help. Galen would never trick her. I know he spoke honestly with her. I'm sure Galen's fiancé chose to support his dream and his happiness. I won't doubt him. Galen doesn't love cars? Don't be ridiculous, Gil. He's a Lovecraft. Galen was doing quite well as the vice president. He was struggling. He wanted to quit. He ran away from home. He was silently suffering because of it, Father. Galen came to see me countless times about it. Can't you even try to understand? Gil, as long as you bear the name Lovecraft and belong to this family, we have a duty to build upon our ancestors' traditions. LCI is 4 generations old. I will not allow it to end with me. Galen should be honored to be my successor. What's there to hate? It's like, that's what you like, not what your kids like. See, this is why we left home. All you ever think about is LCI and work. You never think about how we might have felt. How dare you! I work hard for this family. You might say it's for the family, but you completely ignored us and Mom. Lovecraft? Ha! You never craft any kind of love. Mom always looked so sad and lonely, even when I was a kid. I've never said anything, but it's true. I swear that I'd never be like you. I want to take care of the people I claim to care about. That's why I left home, just like Galen did. Gil's father goes silent, at a loss for words. Seems like this is the first time he's heard why Gil left home. Gil, sweetie, is that what you really thought? Are you seriously telling me that's the reason why you left home and entered Los Yoke University and never came back? It is. I swore to live my own life for the sake of love. I didn't want family tying me down. So, that's why. Gil's father's eyes go wide. He holds a hand over his mouth and sighs loudly. So it seems that you and Galen are determined not to follow my path, after seeing what it's made of me. I understand. So that's why. Oh, he's actually understanding about it. Gil's father looks down. He seems to be more regretful than disappointed. After a long stretch of silence, Gil's father finally spoke. So I suppose I was just forcing my ideals on my children all this time. He looked bewildered, but also sorrowful. He quietly closed his eyes, as though he couldn't understand his children. I see. So, Galen didn't even like cars. Oh, the love match. Our love match is... Agape! Best love match! We did it! It sucks when you get to this point and it doesn't match. What? But Gil loves cars! After hearing his father's words, I couldn't help but exclaim that. I covered my mouth in embarrassment, knowing good and well that I made a mistake. Gil's secret should have remained hidden. Sorry, Gil. I spoke without thinking. I mean, I guess he would make a better heir, because, like, he actually likes cars. And building them, at least. Maybe not the whole being a VP of a company. That might be a little different. I anxiously look at Gil and silently offer an apology. However, he simply smiled and nodded in agreement. No worries, you're only speaking the truth. Father, Dad, she's right. I love cars with a passion. Good. Are you serious, son? Yes, I am. I didn't want to be tied down by the family legacy. But actually, I've never hated cars, not once in my life. That was Galen's thing. After all, you're the one who told the factory workers to build that workshop for me. I see. But are you really telling me the truth? You're not just saying it for my benefit, are you, Gil? His father looks at Gil like he's truly seeing him for the first time. His father seemed quite depressed after hearing what Gil said about he and his brother running away from home. Of course I'm telling the truth. I wouldn't be working for Outroad if I didn't love cars. Outroad? You mean Carcraft Road's Outroad? Yes, the very same. I didn't think you'd be interested in any of this. I love Carcraft Road. It's a must-have magazine for all car lovers. When I was young, I purchased a copy on release day. Suddenly, Gil's father gasped and cut himself off. He then clears his throat and changes the subject. not the excited behavior a company president should have. Outroad is quite helpful for the industry, as is Carcraft Road. Of course I know the name. Darling, you don't need to hide your own love for cars too. That was the moment when Gil's mother finally spoke. She looked quite apologetic, but there was a glint in her eyes that made it seem like she's actually enjoying this. Let's leave this for another time. Wait, no, Dad! You love cars too? I just thought you were a workaholic who loved the company. Sweetie, your father's a car nut. He just tried to hide it from you when you and your brothers were young. Of course I did. The president of LCI has to look dignified. No one needs to know that I'm a car fanatic at heart, even though you have a car company. I think people would be like, oh wow, what dedication, what passion, you love cars. Haha, of course, darling. But it seems that you hiding that from the boys worked against you. No need to lie anymore. Gil's mother smiled warmly as she placed her hand over Gil's father's hand. Perhaps I should stop holding back as well. Darling, why don't you spend more time with me? I've always been so lonely. Uh-oh. Gonna air out all the dirty laundry. All three of us aside from Gil's mother, covered our mouths at shock at the same time. Then we all look at each other, then slowly turn to look at his mother. You were lonely? Of course I was. It's just like Gil said, you're a workaholic. It's only natural that I become lonely. I know what it means to be the wife of the LCI president. I know what it means to be a good patient wife, but I have needs. Of course. I've always assumed that ours was a marriage of convenience since it was arranged and all. How could you think I didn't love you, though, after having 2 kids? Well, you always said that you just wanted to marry a car, so I assumed you thought I married you for the company. Oh, a twist! I didn't know Gil's father took on the family name and not his mother. The plot thickens. Now everything makes sense. I can understand why Gil's father became such a workaholic. Because of his outsider status, the president of LCI who had married into the family would naturally face resistance. That's why Gil's father worked so hard. He wanted to prove himself. He was empowered by his love for cars. Yet, in exchange, he thought his wife didn't love him and that their marriage was simply for convenience. You always said it was fine I didn't come home. Oh, did I say that? Yes, darling. You even said it when I was traveling around the world for auto shows. This is when the gaslighting begins. No, I guess maybe that was me. But I didn't mean it always. I just meant that you shouldn't worry so much. That's what you meant? I thought you were just being sardonic. Well, that might have been true, but it was only because I was jealous of how much you loved cars. So, I suppose there's times my manner might have been a bit telling of how I felt. Oh, darling. Seeing his mother's melancholy smile made his father look regretful. I never noticed your true feelings. I was so oblivious. And somehow I still loved you and your love of cars. I think that's why I was able to endure feeling so lonely. Gil's mother flashed a big, earnest smile, causing his father to be speechless. Gil's father covered his face with both hands and heaved a deep, deep sigh. I've taken such a long way around, haven't I? We're all the same in a way. Gil and myself, Galen and their father. We all keep reaching for what we thought was the right thing to do, and yet all we did was run around in circles. Dad told me that by nature humans are creatures filled with mistakes. Yet humans also have the ability to right all their wrongs, too. There's always enough time when they look for it. As long as they realize that fact, things will turn out in their favor. Dad, go take Mom out for a date. Good suggestion, son. A fine suggestion. The corner of his father's lips twitched in a smile. He glances over to Gil's mother. His eyes were kind, even if he was only a Lovecraft by marriage. This was a man who was capable of crafting love. Oh my, that would be wonderful, darling. But we can hold off on that. You're too busy with trying to move LCI to Los York. Oh, you got a good point, darling. You're right. Wait, moving LCI's headquarters to Los York? What do you mean? Well, Baltimore is good in terms of industrial needs, but Los York beats all for business, which is why I want HQ here. I was trying to make that move with Gallon in mind as the president, but then... Gill's father looks utterly defeated all over again. He places a hand to his forehead. Well, you know, your brother resigned and then up and eloped, all while I was en route to a business meeting here in Los York. Now I see what happened. Dad, why didn't you tell me you had plans to move the headquarters? Well, because you didn't talk to him. You're like, you cut contact. Because you cut us off, Gil. You refused any form of contact. You have a point. Gil looks up at the ceiling and heaves his own sigh. I will admit to proceeding without consulting anyone. It's clear that Gallon saw this as his last chance to escape things. Truly, I'm ashamed to be your father. I didn't even notice your own dreams and ambitions. Gil, I'm so sorry. I can see why you left home right when I was about to appoint you as a board member. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I should have talked to both of you boys before making such major decisions. LCI would be better off if you succeeded me. But now you're employed at Outroad. There's no change, is there? Gil's father looked at him with eyes full of regret while speaking his mind. His eyes are filled with the hopes of his son succeeding him. Wonder what's going through Gil's mind right now. I glance at him and come to the conclusion that he knows what to do. Lynette? Should I do it? Of course, Gil. I already know what he's thinking just by the look in his eye. Gil is someone who loves cars with all his heart. He's also someone who's been my protector and loves with that same heart. If he chooses this path, then things will work out. I'm sure of it. Dad, if I can marry my beloved, then I'll succeed you in the company. Are you serious? Gil's father jolts up from the table with a renewed vigor. Gil nods in spite of his shock at his father's shining eyes. Yes, I'm serious. I love her, but I also love cars. As long as they are the foundation of my world, I'll be happy. I left home because I wanted to find love for myself. That was the biggest reason, so now I'm fine. I only pushed back against being on the board because I assumed you already had decided on a fiancé for me. But I love LCI's cars. If I can protect them with my own two hands, then I would be the happiest man alive. Gil smiles and looks at both of his parents with no hesitation. I'm sure everyone at Outroad would understand my decision. After all, my name is Lovecraft. They kinda knew. I think everyone was just trying to be polite and not mention it. Sweetie, is that what you really want? You're not forcing yourself to bend to your father's will, are you? I thought about it, and I know what I want to do. So much has happened, but now I just want to protect her above all else. If I can protect her and have her at my side, I can rise to the occasion. Gil smiles bashfully as we gently twine our fingers together. A long time ago, she told me to chase my dreams. So recently, I've been thinking about what I wanted to do in my life. I'm still the same person. In fact, I'm still Gil Lovecraft, the lovelorn parasite, who loves with everything he has. If there's a chance for me to live as who I am, then I want to. I want to keep protecting her and loving her as well. I know I ran away from my responsibilities before. I won't run away any longer. I'll face everything head on. Oh, Gil. I look at Gil and silently ask him if he's sure, but his gaze is determined. He stares directly at me and smiles. He said that this path would make him the happiest and nothing will change that. Gil Lovecraft has his eyes on a bright future. In a way, it's frightening how much influence I have on him. Yet I'm still so happy that he loves me so passionately. I love writing, but I don't have to write but I don't have to ride at Outroad. I'm a Lovecraft down to my bones. I love to create and look at cars. I have since I was a kid. I want to protect that passion, our family name and her. I want to do so in a way that will give me the strength to do so. Gill smiles again and looks directly at his father. There's no more hesitation in his gaze. Gill had always avoided talking about his family. Now he's talking so earnestly despite his clash with his father. And in the end, Gill still stood up for himself and crafted his own future. All I can do is happily support him. Gill, son. So you'll really do this for us? Gill's parents look at him with a mixture of bewilderment and hope. His parents talked openly about what will be expected of him if he's to become the 5th generation president of LCI. They're pleased that Gill will succeed his father, but there's still a lot of issues. Galen, his brother, just resigned. There's a possibility of LCI's reputation being damaged. There's also the matter of moving the HQ to Los York. It's a big company, so naturally there's differing opinions. Gill and his father talk with one another as if making up for all the lost time they lost. And after his father finishes speaking, Gill smiles. I know that, he says. And from there, Gill quits Outroad and officially is appointed to the role of president of LCI. Wow, what a change. Everyone at Outroad said, I knew this would happen! There were lots of smiles as they saw him off. We went together to share the news with Galen. He ended up sobbing out of joy and hugged Gill while fervently thanking him. As thanks, Galen fed us loads of his prototype burgers. They're all so good that I'm sure his shop will turn out fine. After that, Gill attended a press conference about his new role. Now he works day in and day out to help move LCI to New York. Every day had a new, hectic surprise, but Gill and I still find time to eat together. That moment of bliss is like the calm eye of the storm. It's our peaceful promise to each other. All around us, life continues to change, but our meals together are the one thing that stayed the same. I'm beat. This is the company president, or I guess he's technically still VP. But are we still gonna live in this apartment together? Gill came back late that day and flopped down on the sofa. Come on, let's get you changed, Gill. Your suit's gonna get wrinkles. I know. He replies with a sleepy tone as he turns onto his side. He has this glassy look in his eyes as he glances at me. Hey, come closer. He asks me in a coaxing tone of his. Of course, there's no way I can deny him. I approach him and go down on my knees. Gill reaches out and embraces me. Oh. Ugh. So worth it. Oh, you. I pat Gill on his head and whisper a prayer for his health and rejuvenation. Gill closes his eyes and takes a deep, relaxed breath. It's as if he is unwinding and enjoying my touch. I feel so happy. I could fall asleep right here, right now. No sleeping. What about dinner? And you need to take a bath, too. I'd rather be with you than eat or bathe right now. Just for a second longer. He mutters out with a tired voice, all while rubbing his nose on my neck. That tickled my neck, so I twisted away while patting Gill's arm. Come on, Gill. I made crab cakes for dinner, and I know that's your favorite. Let's go eat them together. Yay! Just 5 more minutes, my love. He's rubbing my neck like she likes to do. Ever since we confessed and affirmed our love for one another, he doesn't hold back with touching me now. Feels like he's making it for lost time. I've become his girlfriend and his body pillow. He does this every day. I'm honestly thrilled, though. But my heartbeat always speeds up whenever he does this. I get so overwhelmed by how much my love controls me. Back when I was still naive, I didn't think anything was wrong when I tried to take a bath with Gill. Remember that? Hey, how about we take a bath together? It's been a while since we shared one. Now you don't have to be all embarrassed about it, or maybe do be embarrassed about it. But now it's acceptable. Ah? He mentions the bath like he was reading my mind. I was utterly shocked at his question. I want to share one with you. Hold on. We have to eat dinner. Plus you need to rest. You'll ruin your health if you don't go to sleep earlier. But I think I'll sleep like a log if I get to take a bath with you. Oh, you. He giggles playfully and runs his fingers through my hair. I know what will happen if I take a bath with Gill, but I think I've dug my own grave here. I'm at my limit, you know. And I want you so, so bad. You know what they say? You know, it's just gonna be a massage and then it happens. I'm just rubbing your back, that's all. Eep! Gill had pulled me on top of him while laying on the sofa. But now he picked up and flipped me over. Oh my. Suddenly he pushed me onto the sofa. Now I was on the bottom and Gill was on top. Someone like turn off the lights. Have a clap on, clap off. Well, we don't have to get messy in the bath. I can love you anywhere. Gill! I was about to change the topic back to dinner, but suddenly Gill's lips press against my own. To tell you the truth, I actually have a day off tomorrow. Kind of rare for me, you know. How about we go on a date? Yes. A rare day off, and Gill wants to go on a date. Feels like a treat. I open my eyes even though we're still kissing. Are you for real? You mean I get you all to myself all day? All day, my love. And you have a day off tomorrow too, don't you? Truth be told, that's why I put in for paid time off. Oh, that's wonderful. Joy fills my entire heart as I embrace Gill from beneath him. We can be together all day tomorrow, just the two of us. The thought of that makes me so happy. Oh, look how cute you look. You're so happy, huh? Gosh, I was already having enough trouble holding back. Gill mumbled something to himself as he started to kiss me again. What did Gill say? Something like, not yet? I wanted to ask him, but his lips won't relent. All I can feel is a sweet fiery kiss that threatens to melt my core. That and Gill's lips descending onto my throat and chest. His eyes are so dark and serious. I was enthralled by his gaze. I can sense all of my thoughts fading into nothingness. Gill has a day off tomorrow. He promised that we'll go on a date. Somehow, I don't think I'll make it if we keep at it. He'll sleep all day tomorrow. He's so focused that he didn't even give me enough time to voice my opinion. On the sofa, we express our love to each other. Our fingers weren't enough. Instead, we communicate with our bodies. In the end, we took a bath together. It was just like the day we officially became lovers. And the night ensues. And the next day, Gill and I have our promised date. Actually, it's been a while since we went out together. Now that I think about it, this is our first date since we formally started dating. Oh my, this chapter is actually getting kind of long. We might have to split things up. Oh, Gill, you're already here. I hope I didn't make you wait too long, did I? Going to the movie theater. Are we gonna see Transfor cars? No worries, I just arrived. Gill suggested that we meet outside despite the fact that we live together. And actually, we met up elsewhere. Today's meeting place was somewhere memorable. Back in college, we worked as part-timers at the theater on 2nd Avenue. Theater owner. Don't remember your voice. Come on, Gil, we know you've been here for half an hour. Actually thought you got rejected all over again. Come on, don't say that! I knew it! Gil still has a habit of arriving early. This morning he said he needed to drop in the office, so he left ahead of me. Here I thought I'd be the one waiting for him. But this is just business as usual for Gil. At least he didn't send a wall of text ahead of time. You're the same kid as always. Though you've grown a bit. You look like a real adult now. I'm still the same guy as back then. Gil's lips curve in a knowing smile as he takes my hand. Sometimes not changing is for the best. After all, I didn't change my love for her. Now you two finally got together? You already know that! You liked to tease me back then knowing we weren't together. Yeah, because your reactions are priceless. Ah, young love. You got quite the personality, owner. Anyway, let's go catch that movie. Yes, please. The place we met was laden with memories from our time in college. Our date felt like a blast from the past. We watched a movie. Then we went on a walk in the campus courtyard. Back then, I didn't understand Gil's feelings at all. Now we walk together with mutual affection. Afterward, we walk around Los York together. By nighttime, we arrived at the amusement park. Wow, the night view is amazing. Coming here at night was a great idea. I was so busy cooing over the amusement park. Thankfully, Gil was looking relieved. Oh, thank goodness. I had a feeling you'd love it. I wanted to come here with you since we were students. I'm glad we could finally come together. Gil squints as if reflecting on the past, but his eyes shine with a hint of sadness. I didn't think we'd be able to come here today. Being here with you makes me really happy. He gestures at me while expressing his heartfelt emotions. I couldn't help but smile in return. Haha. Well, if that's what you were thinking, you could have invited me here sooner. You're not wrong. Still, this place hasn't been the luckiest for me. Alright, he waited here all those years ago? Oh? What do you mean by that? This is the place where I jumped to the conclusion and started taking the long way around to get to you, if you understand. Gil hesitated and looked directly at me. When I saw his gentle stare, my heart skipped a beat. His eyes were so kind, but there was determination in his clear gaze. But I decided I would never run away again. That's why I brought you to the amusement park today. Oh, Gil. He takes my hand and gently pulls me closer. For a moment, I thought Gil would kiss me, but then he covered my eyes with a blindfold for some reason. Oh, well, we're in a public place. What's the worst that can happen? What? Can you, close your eyes for a moment? Please play along with me if you don't mind. Sure, I don't mind. I nod my agreement and hear an audible gulp from Gil. Being so polite like that is cheating. It really puts me in a mood. What kind of mood? Oh no, don't play coy with me. Well, no matter what, I trust you. I know you'd never do anything to hurt me. I'm glad you have so much faith in me, though there's no guarantee that I won't act out. I could hear a mix of bashfulness and mild irritation in Gil's voice. Yet, I felt the thrill hearing him talk like that. Unlike my time in college, I'm no longer ignorant. I know how to tease Gil and play with him, too. Gil Lovecraft is my one and only love. I think I have a pretty good grasp on how he would want to tease me too. That's why he'll continue to look at me when he's feeling playful. Felt so happy that I wanted to tease him in return. But I also know that overdoing it will raise the stakes. So instead of starting something I can't finish, I go along with his whim and let him guide me by hand. Soon I hear the hiss of a machine moving. A door opens. Watch your step, okay? Sure. I can't see where I'm going since my eyes are covered and closed, but for some reason I didn't feel any worry. Gil guides me by the hand. Deep inside my heart, I trust Gil not to betray me. You think he'll, like, push you off a building? Calm down. His warm hands always guide me everywhere. I don't think this is that kind of game. Get betrayed. Have those bad endings where you die. His kind hand will take me to some unknown wonderful place. We go up the steps and then Gil asks me to sit down. Once seated, I hear a door close. I hear something rustle. Like Gil was taking something out. Then I heard him take a deep, deep breath. You've got this, Gil. You can do this. Alright, you can take off the blindfold now. Gil seems more nervous than me, and I couldn't even see. Wonder what his deep breaths were for as I removed the blindfold. Then, eyes wide open, I froze. What I saw in front of me was... he's proposing! Oh, where are we? Are we in the merry-go-round? Right? Yeah. I was like, carousel? No. Lynette! Gil Lovecraft held out a ring with a quiet smile. The diamond in his center was like the brightest star in Earth's sky. Gil was dressed up like we were in a movie proposal, and that beautiful ring was in a box that he held out before me. And when did he have time to change? I mean, he's like in the picture, he's still in his like work outfit. Will you marry me? I gasp and my hands fly up over my mouth. Could this be a... No, there's no other answer. It has to be. A real proposal. I see. So what lies ahead for our happy life is marriage. Cupid is a god capable of making people fall in love. On the other hand, Juno is the god who reigns over marriage. When I was at Cupid Corp, I thought I had to care for all of the members up to their marriage. But that wasn't right. Marriage is a promise. It's a promise to spend eternity together. A promise made between two souls. I never even imagined that there would be a day when I, Cupid, would get married. That was because I was the real deal Cupid. But now, I'm just a human woman who was Cupid. Dad told me that if I fall in love, I will become fully human. That's why I'm just a human woman now. Because I've chosen to live my life with my beloved, Gil Lovecraft. How could I not see that the end result of falling in love would be marriage? I didn't imagine that step in our path together. I'm still so ignorant of so many things and too reliant on Gil. He's more like the god Cupid than I ever could be. I felt so many emotions swirling in my heart. Biggest was happiness. I felt on the verge of tears. Oh my. I feel so happy. Truly? Gil looked relieved. It's like he was prepared for the possibility of rejection. I was kind of worried. I even practiced in front of my parents just to get things right. I didn't know if I could pull this off perfectly for you. You don't know how many plans I've made just for today. Then again, Gil did say something like this in front of his father. Gil told his father that he would love me for the rest of his life. And yet, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine we'd marry. I thought that was in the far-flung future. I'd imagined that future without myself in it. But now, I'm going to marry Gill. Wanna try on the ring? Yes! You already have so many rings on your hands. At least your ring finger's free. Gill nods and takes my hand so he could put the ring on my finger. The ring shines in the nighttime lights and my vision blurs. I'm so happy. Thank you, my love. Oh wait, wrong person. I'm so happy. Thank you, my love. So used to Gill just whispering sweet nothings. I should be thanking you. You're the one who said yes. Gill smiles that same innocent smile with a bit of teeth. He looks like the cat that got the cream. Lynette, I love you so much. I can promise to make you as happy as I can for the rest of our lives. He gently took my left hand and kisses the back of it. Then Gill looks up at me with the unabashed look of love shining in his eyes. I feel as if I could make a home in that warm gaze. Gill and I will always be together. We'll face everything that comes our way. We'll always be by each other's side. Through trials and tribulations, come what may, we will hold true to this oath. We swear by our promise and our hearts. Why? Because we know that no matter what, we have one another. We can face anything so long as we face it together. Gill and I take one another's hand and kiss, welcoming the next step of our lives together. Aww. Ah, my! Is that the end? Is that the credits? Yep. Okay. Well, that was sweet. People did mention that. Maybe I'll lower the volume. The credits volume is always so loud. Let me just lower it a bit. Just a tad. Like a decibel. But yeah. I know, like all throughout, like it's a little unhinged, his love. A little bit overbearing. But at least we could accept him for who he is at the end. He's overly devoted. In some ways, I can't really agree with it because it's like, this is unhealthy, but let me just lower it down a little bit more. Might be a little too soft, but oh well. But yeah, in the end, it was very sweet, very weird. Especially with the whole Gill going up into the sky and fighting our father. I mean, there's other weird stuff too. Shelby did act like he was in an action movie when we got kidnapped. That was also weird. But I'm kind of wondering, how is it going to be like in the other routes? Because is it just going to get more crazy? Because for some reason I thought they would recommend Raoul, like, at this point, but instead they said, like, do Gill third. And then do Raoul after that. So I'm just wondering, like, how much more crazy is it going to get? Because Gill was already pretty crazy. I can see why they put him after Yuki and Shelby. That was a little bit more... not really normal, but like it didn't involve the gods that much. It was more like down to earth drama. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they put Gill in the middle because he is the cover boy. he's on the box along with Alan. And also Alan, I'm kind of wondering what's his deal is. Like, he was trying to help Gill get to us, but like, what's his deal? Why is he trying to get to Celestia? Yeah, I guess all those questions will be answered in his route, but yeah, I'm like very curious about Alan's involvement. Alright, this is the best end, scarily so. Let me boost the volume back up. Alright, globalization, affluent, wealthy, moneyed parasite? It's just the same headline. Good morning, you're watching News 1 to 10. Love Letters for You, written by Gill Lovecraft, who was newly appointed as CEO of LCI Incorporated. Last month has sold over 6 million copies. LCI Incorporated has moved its head office to Los York. Expectations for a shift in management with the new CEO have increased along with its stock prices. More news. Hi, here's a topic for today's funny news. Gill Lovecraft's book, Love Letters for You, has just released on the 1st of this month, and it's a hot topic. Maybe it's thanks to that, rumors that you can find love while riding in an LCI car are going viral on social media. Also, Gill Lovecraft's book, Love Letters for You, has been nominated for the Nobel Literature Award. Totally different from the Nobel Prize. Turn off that TV. Oh, wow. Mars, are you watching TV with Minerva? So this is what they call a TV. You just came by so that you could use my TV to watch the news, huh? Surely now you see how convenient it is. I cannot deny it. Plus, I can figure out just what kind of human my daughter's husband is. Yet, why do these mortals think a car will aid in their relationships? I don't understand. What strange logic. Actually, I decided to look into that myself. Turns out it's true. You know what they say about men with nice cars. I've been trying to track down the location of the Golden Arrow. And believe it or not, apparently it's stuck in one of their cars. It's in a car? Yup. And that specific car is kind of like a symbol of LCI. It's being displayed right in the middle of the headquarters lobby. And more than that, any other car like it is also affected by the Golden Arrow. Wait, what? do they have like a fleet of cars that can like talk and has their own like sentience? So you liken LCI's vehicles to the Golden Arrow? Exactly. Which means that riding around in an LCI car can really improve your relationships. Oh, I was like saying that the Cupid's arrow, not just like an energy source, but the fact that it can make people fall in love, that is somehow seeping into the cars. And get this, somehow the car itself seems to have gained a soul. So removing the arrow isn't as easy as you might think. In fact, apparently the car has been sneaking out at night to engage in a bit of matchmaking all on its own. It's like a new Transformers movie now, the matchmaking edition. What? You can't be serious. Well, I guess they don't have to worry about Cupid not doing your job. Now a car's doing it. It's strange, I know. But this means there won't be a next Cupid anytime soon. Because technically that car is the next Cupid. Huh. Wait, what? Next Cupid? Well, if that truly increases marriage rates among humanity, I suppose that's all well and good. It is? Yes, because it would mean that my beloved daughter's husband's company will see much fortune. You really are just a big softy, aren't you? Who would have guessed that the god of war would dote on his daughter so much? Certainly not humanity, that's for sure. They always think of me as some barbaric ruffian. Well, maybe it's better to keep up that image. You wouldn't want to disappoint them now, would you? Speaking of which, don't you think it's about time for you to head down to the human realm yourself? Yes. Venus mentioned that she was already heading there ahead of me. 'Tis time for my departure. This is my daughter's wedding day, after all. Am I gonna watch them get married? No, the cute music is back. A bright ray of sunshine dazzles throughout the entire wedding hall. I glimpse the world through my wedding veil as I stand next to Gill, holding a fragrant bouquet. Today we're here together at Cupid Corporation Wedding Hall. But I'm not present as a bridal advisor. Instead, I'm the bride, and I'm here to take my vows with Gill. Gill, do you promise to stand by her at all times, good, bad, or otherwise, to honor her, respect her, and love her? I do! Lynette, do you promise to stand by him at all times, good, bad, or otherwise, to honor him, respect him, and love him? I do! Then I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Yes! I can hear the edge of nervousness in Gil's voice as he pulls up my veil. He quickly glances towards the guests in attendance. I'm sure he's feeling a bit bashful since his family is here. When we're alone, he's so different though. Gil can be really confident. I smile and close my eyes. The sensation of our lips meeting and pressing together fills my mind. But as quickly as those thoughts come, the kiss ends. It's more of a peck than a genuine kiss. Out in the audience, the attendees were whispering about how cute or charmingly chaste it was. Gil isn't pure at all, though. You should see him when we're alone. Or not. Let's not watch. The officiant guides us through the exchanging of rings. And then we stepped up onto the altar. There we will sign our marriage certificate. Gil and I exchange a glance, then sign our names. Gil Lovecraft, Lynette Muir. Our names are written there in ink. But actually, my real name is Cupid. Can't sign that, though. Auntie saved me once again by using her divine powers to create my census registration. That's why I have this name. I wonder if this is really okay. I felt like bringing that up, but then I noticed Dad is in the audience, openly sobbing into a handkerchief. Actually, a third of the attendees at our wedding are gods. The remaining 2/3 look on in shock at how those hidden gods are dressing as they attend the wedding. Not very subtle, are they? But if the gods are fine with things, then there's no problem. After all, they're the creators of the world. Right now, the only thing that matters to me is Gil Lovecraft and his presence next to me. Oh, now the reception. We then held the wedding reception. Are we gonna get to see her dress? I want to see the dress. Cutting the wedding cake together made for a wonderful memory. We even prepared a blue cheesecake for fun. Ew. I don't know. Would that be any good? After cutting the cake, Gil's former colleague at Outroad were playfully teasing him and living it up. I felt a bit sad that Claire's wasn't at my wedding, but I assumed she was watching from afar. Did she just like poof forever? Where is she? Then, with everyone watching, we got into our car. It felt like a scene straight out of the movies I always used to watch with Auntie. Oh, there we are. Ah, little cute little pink sash. They look so happy. And they're convertible. Snow white flower petals dance in the air. As the flowers shower everyone, Gil and I wave from the car. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Riots. Shelby, congratulations to the both of you. I haven't seen him like all route. Yeah, congrats. Peter, you have my most heartfelt blessings. Cupid, my darling, congratulations. Eros, congratulations. Ugh, my beloved daughter. May you be blessed with lifelong happiness. Dad is still weeping. Such a softie. Even though we're not related by blood, we're family through and through. And now, Gil will also be my family too. Until I met Gil, I didn't think much of love. I regarded him as a guardian. But after spending time with him and learning about who he is, my feelings towards Gil started to change. I was Cupid, yet I didn't know what love was. Gil taught me all about it. He's always been like family to me, but now Gil's truly family. I hope we can build a family rooted in love together. Shall we go, Mrs. Lovecraft? Let's hit the road. Gil takes off, cans dragging behind the car, making a merry noise. As if responding to that sound, Bumblebig honked the horn joyfully. We're driving in Bumblebig, of course. Cupid, come home whenever you feel sad. I can't, you'll die. I hope we can watch movies together again someday, my sweet Cupid. With a high-spirited departure, I'll always remember this moment. Finally! Gil's sigh is full of emotions. He spent the entire drive glancing at me from time to time. We're finally married! Gil whispers that while running his fingers over the wedding ring on his hand. You're truly my wife! I am! I nod and glance at my wedding ring as well. They're a match set. Right now, mine is glimmering in the sun. Hey, do you remember how I used to be teased for my name in college? Your name? Yeah, Lovecraft. But, remember you said you liked it? From then on, I so desperately wanted to share a family name with you. Oh, yes. Don't bring my last name into this. I didn't ask for it anyway. Well, I like your last name, Gil. Huh? Really? Well, yeah. I'm here to matchmake and bring people together. The idea of making love is appealing to me. Lynette! Then, how about we share my family name? It just turns around completely. Like, you like it? I like it too then. Wow, that memory sure takes me back to when I was still so naive. Guess we really did talk about that, huh? But we're together now. I'm no longer Gil Lovecraft, the lovelorn parasite. Gil smiled a bit sheepishly. In fact, I might become the Cupid parasite now. Cupid? Gil doesn't mean the god of matchmaking. He means me. He's gonna be sick in love. Parasite, an organism that lives in or on an organism of another species. That's what the word meant. Usually it's not a good relationship though. Being a parasite. There's mutual things, but then there's one organism just sucking the life out of another. And yet, at the same time, a parasite coexists with another too. Let's make a life together, Lynette. Yes, let's. I hope we'll always be together, Gil. Of course we will. Now that I've got you, I won't let you go. Won't let me go. Normally, that kind of statement would be a bit scary to hear. At least he didn't turn all yandere in this route. Thought he would. But when Gil says it, it comes with the sound of happiness. Should we throw the bouquet now? Yes. Previously on Parasite House, Gil fell over on TV while trying to grab a wedding bouquet. He so desperately wanted to be the next one to get married. This time we're throwing the bouquet and there's no falling involved. Under the bright shining sun, the bouquet soars through the air. This toss symbolizes our shared happiness. Gil and I are in the car with Cupid's arrow stuck to it. I, the former Cupid, am throwing a wedding bouquet. All in hopes of gifting love to everyone. In that moment, I pray that everyone would find their happiness. Oh, so sweet. That was nice. Put a smile on my face. And that's it for the happy ending, I'm guessing. Alright. So, we've been going for an hour. I did want to stuff the normal end and the bad ends together. But maybe, I know the chapters can like somehow just run really, really long. So I have to go back and see which save files I have to reload. And yeah, I think I'll save it for the next episode. I think it's this one. It's like one of the ones where I have a choice, where like a little early back, and then we just have to make a few choices, and then we can get a normal ending. And then there's, I think, 2 bad endings. I think there's 2, just 2. We don't need to do the common route bad ends because we already did them in the first route. But yeah, I think I'll save that for the next episode. My voice is getting a little tired. We'll do that. And then we'll probably actually start the prologue after that for Raul. Because yeah, I was planning another LP like in between this one. But I was like still working on it. It's kind of a new release for the Switch. But then I found a glitch. I found something that soft locks the game, so I'm just like, well, I can't play this like this. But I'm just like hoping maybe they'll patch it out. But I'm like still like super obsessed with the game. But while I like figure things out, and I don't know, maybe I'll like find another game to play. While I'm like figuring things out, I figured maybe we should just do the next route. This game makes you laugh, it makes you happy, so I am very curious to do Raul's route, and I'm very curious about Alan. There's some stuff happening with Alan. But yeah, anywho, we'll end things off here. I hope you guys are having a fun time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.